I'm going to start this video off by saying that I walked into a glass door today. It was like a thin panel on the side of the door. I mean, there was a door that was fully glass and then there was a panel next to it. And I don't even think I tried to walk through the panel as such, but I think I tried to poke my head through what I thought was an opening. I honestly don't know, but I went kadunk in front of other people and it was embarrassing. It can never not be embarrassing. You know, back in the day, that would have really, when I was 20, that would have really upset me if other people saw that. I would have been so embarrassed, been calling myself all sorts of names, in my head on the basis of not wanting to appear vulnerable or weak or like a human being in front of anyone, because I like the idea that people thought I was, you know, infallibly cool, if you will, now that I'm 30 and I have a baby, which I think has really helped with that. I don't care, because like when you go out with your baby, I mean, probably with your child as well, whatever age they are, and this is why parents can be embarrassing. Parents have to be embarrassing, really, because if you're not willing to be embarrassing, then there are things that your child will miss out on because you're trying to be cool. I mean, that's a whole nother nutshell to crack open. But in the sense that I'm talking about with the baby, you go out and not only are you going to look exhausted, so you can't worry too much about what people think about how you look, but you know, if they're a young baby, you're going to have to interact with them in the pram and stuff. And I think, especially for a lot of people, that doesn't come naturally, and you just have to run with it. And if someone walks past and hears you going, so be it, man. So be it. Your baby's more important, and if you need to do that to keep them happy or to soothe them in some way, then just do it. That's my advice to anyone who is having a baby soon. You will make a fool of yourselves, and it will liberate you in many ways from caring what people think. So actually what I want to talk about today, on top of that little bit, is just a few YouTube bits. And one thing is, I really love YouTube comments. I know that some YouTube comments can be unbelievably toxic. Most social media comments can be, but there is magic in the comment section of YouTube sometimes, especially on music videos, but also all over the place. There's magic, poetry, philosophy, just really cool. And there's a shit ton of humour. You've all watched the video and then read a comment, the first comment, and it's just been so funny that it has made the video 10 times better. So I want to read one YouTube comment that I came across recently. So I'm just going to read it straight away now. So this person commented on this music video and said, "This reminds me of 1983, 19 years old in the Navy, San Diego, cruising the PCH, which I'm guessing is the Pacific Coast Highway, in my 1981 Cutlass that I couldn't believe the dealer just let me buy. All the new sights and sounds, chill and jazz fusion, life seemed so big and full of promise. I wish I was back there. Never thought about being old and the medical stuff that fills my life now." I mean, there's a whole story in that comment, a whole story. And, you know, I'd played the first bit of this music video. I need to go in my history. I think I saved it, so I can probably go in my music playlist and find out which video it was. I don't know why I didn't at the time. Seems dumb, but hey, be it. Hey, be it. New saying. Hey, be it. But this comment took me on a journey, and especially various bits really resonated with me. Life seemed so big and full of promise. Like, haven't we all been there? If you've been to university and you haven't had a care in the world, maybe you were young and you were just working in the week, and then at the weekend you were having like the most fun ever. Maybe you travelled, and again, no worries apart from you know what you were gonna do that day in this magical, mystical country that had endless possibilities to explore. We've all been there, where life has seemed big and the future has seemed amazingly promising and full. And I don't think we should necessarily let go of that. I mean, of course, as you get older, it gets less full in terms of years that you've got left or time that you've got left. But it is so full. A day can be so full. What you can do with a day is incredible. And I know sometimes we're limited by money, but that doesn't stop you going for a walk in the park, or if you've got friends going and playing a sport with them in the park. Sometimes when I lived in Brighton, I'd see a bunch of lads just playing cricket in the middle of Brighton on a park, and they didn't look like they were very good, but they were just playing cricket. And you know, I was lonely at that time, and my heart just kind of ached and was like, why can't I be doing that? You can, you know, go and put yourself out. I'm talking to myself a bit here because I'm not great at putting myself out there and meeting new people and stuff. But yeah, don't think that life can't be full of promise and potential just because you get older. I mean, I'm 29, and sometimes I treat or talk to myself or talk about life in a way that's like, oh yeah, those were the good days. I'm past my youth and my liberty now. Um, Seems silly. But anyway, this comment as well as that, it was this. Forget that I wish I was back there, because, you know, of course, the nostalgia is heavy in that comment. But never thought about being old and all the medical stuff that fills my life now. And that's something that's really been a topic that I've thought about a lot recently. And it's because I can fully just imagine myself as an old man, and I think a lot about what it'd be like to be an old person and your partner's no longer around, and maybe your kids, you don't see them that often, you see them very rarely, and I don't know, it hits hard, the idea of that. And I think you really have to soak up the good times while they are here. And I'm not saying, like I've just said, that the good times can still be coming. Of course they can. But the people that you loved very likely may go away, or you may go away before them. But either way, the interactions, the situations will no longer be there. There's that whole thing of you look back and you go, those were the good days, and then 5 years later you look back at those days and you say those were the good days. And it is like, these are the good days. Like, they may seem hard now, but there is so much good in them that you just need to open your eyes to. Don't think I'm preaching, because I'm talking to myself as much as anything. That's why I'm able to say these things, because I know that I need to hear them. And hopefully, if I need to hear them, then there'll be other people that need to hear them as well. And you know, it's easier for someone else to say something and you to then take it on board than it is yourself. I mean, a lot of us have problems with trust and ourselves, and not trusting ourselves, and I get, in the sense that, you know, for me, for at many points I've kind of said, oh, you said you were going to do this, you said you were going to do that, you didn't, and therefore I am less likely to make those promises. But that's some self stuff that I can deal with in my personal notebook. More YouTube stuff. I keep getting recommended smaller YouTube channels, and it's amazing. One of them was on a barge. I think it's like music on a barge, or concerts on a barge, something like that. And I've only watched one of them in full, but this video was just a guy playing a guitar and singing, and it was lovely. Like, it really was lovely. And I just sat there and I listened to it, and it had like 89 views, but I really enjoyed it. And I enjoyed the idea that there was someone making that YouTube channel, but also that there was someone sitting on a barge playing a song and singing it, and the talent amongst everyday people. It just invigorates my belief that the world is full of beauty on right down to such a small scale. I'll move on from that, but yeah, small YouTube channels are great. Actually, just on that topic quickly, one of the reasons that they're great is that, especially for someone like me who likes weird shit, if I just let the algorithm's serving me with this small YouTube channel, great. But if I let, say, the popular videos that are being pushed at me take over, then I'm never going to see the things that I like individually, or speak to me individually. And there's so many things like that. Like, how many people do I talk to that are as interested in mushrooms and mycology as me? Barely anyone. I can make someone think, oh, mushrooms actually sound really cool, like there's so much to the fungal world, whatever. But they're not going to go home and watch a mushroom video. They just maybe tell their partner, and then whatever. So yeah, watching the smaller channels that you get recommended, you might find something amazing. There's a whole thing that I can talk about there with like only watching things that have good reviews, like movies and stuff as well, or only reading books that have good reviews. You're going to miss out on things that would have spoke to you that maybe don't speak to everyone. I don't know. Some other time, because that's a full thing that I need to get into my thick skull. I can't only watch things that get good reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. Yes, Jack, I'm talking to you, and however many other Jacks in that aspect are out there. Watch something random that you have no idea whether it's good or not. Make up your own mind and feel the movie, man. Feel it. Don't watch it analytically. Yeah, watch it. Yeah, cool, nice. Lastly, this is another message to me, another note to self, but also it's to you as well, because I know you're doing this. If you are saving videos to a playlist or like a watch later playlist and you ain't ever going back and watching them, stop, right? Spend a week going through the watch later videos, because your intention was to watch them for a reason, and follow through with your intentions. Seriously, follow through with your intentions and watch those things all the way through without being on your phone or being distracted whilst you do so. I know this is a luxury, it's hard. The reason I have so many videos on my watch later playlists is because I don't have time to watch them at the moment. But then I have time to scroll YouTube, so why not dedicate the 15 minutes of scrolling, which probably involves, 10 minutes of video, 5 minutes of scrolling. Why not actually just watch a 15-minute video? You see, just watch the things on your watch later playlist. Maybe you've written a movie list of things to watch before, but then new movies keep coming out and you never get around to them. Fuck the new movies off, man. And then the other regard in which it applies to me, and it will apply to other people, you have a to read list. Read the books. Just read them. Or it's articles, or I have a massive to read list on my Notion now, and I guess the physical world edition of that would be a bookshelf with many books on that, pardon me, that you still haven't read even though you've had them for 2 years. Either get rid of them or read them. I mean, at some point you thought this book will be of value to me, and then it sat on your shelf whilst you read the book you were reading. You exhibited some discipline to get through that book before starting the new book, but then something else happened and you didn't get to that book because you decided, actually I want to read this book, and then that book slowly, the cover got less shiny and it sat on your shelf still after 2 years. Throw it away or read it. Past you probably you knew that you would like it, so just listen to past you and read it, and stop buying new books. Stop adding new videos to watch later. Stop adding new films. Watch the ones you got down, because I think it probably will also feel quite therapeutic in clearing them out, or clearing out that mental backlog that probably is saved somewhere in your brain. Cool. Okay. I will leave it there because it's time for me to go stretch, as I always do at this time of evening. And yeah, nice one. Have a nice remainder of the week, whatever day I suppose we always, all over the world, we're somewhere around the same day, aren't we? We're only a certain amount of hours away. So yeah, have a nice day on Friday and Thursday. Mate, okay, time to go bed after stretching. Take care. Enjoy yourselves. Bye bye.